So yeah, I have a question. I've been asked about this from a couple of people since I've joined this venture and since my ad is running. That how is it different from a pyramid system?
I love that question. Funnily enough, nobody's ever asked me that question, although I've done it. So why we call it a pyramid first and foremost? And another fun fact is, if you look at any traditional company, it's kind of like a pyramid, right? You have a CEO
Yes,
at the top, and then you
exactly.
have VP, and then you have different. You have the managers, senior managers, line managers, and then the employee. So it's always like a
It's
pyramid kind
always
of.
a pyramid. Yeah,
And the way it works is the people at the top always end up making the most amount of money with the least amount of,
that's
well, kind of least amount of work, you should say. But it's very similar when you talk about MLMs or pyramids. They kind of have that structure where anybody that comes into the business before somebody else is always going to end up making more money through residual income than anybody that comes after. So there's
exactly.
always this trickling of commission that goes upwards generally. That's one of the things, and that's why they call it a pyramid or a multi-level marketing kind of a thing. What ours is more network marketing, which is built more on a networking model. The other thing with MLMs is generally they are product based. They are
Hmm.
based on sales. So there has to be some kind of sale that is being done. And the other challenge with it is once you reach a certain level with an MLM based business, you have to maintain that level by making
Maintain.
that amount of sales every month. So, for
Exactly.
example, because I had done Amway many, many years ago, but I had recently spoken with someone who was also doing Amway at that point, and she said that she had to make sure that she was doing $500 in sales every month.
Yes.
So, if she didn't manage to do those sales, she ended up investing $500 every month to get her own products.
Exactly.
Building kind of like an inventory just because, oh, you want to maintain that level that you were at, right? So that
Yes.
is another challenge with MLMs, is that's how they are set up. And the other thing with MLMs, as I said earlier, is that you can never make more than somebody that's come before you.
Hmm.
And there's always income flowing upwards. In our case, in our business, you do cut off you can, it's possible for you to cut off somebody, you can call them an upline in the business. Like it's just happened to me today, alhamdulillah. Somebody in my team has actually reached the same rank as me. Like
Yes.
they've
I
already
saw
cut
that.
me off. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's very, very different from a regular MLM. The company that we are with is actually a part of the Direct Selling Association, and yeah, and it's, I think there's only 200 companies in the world that actually have that certification. So it's not a multi-level marketing or that kind of a business that we are with. Yeah. So those are just 3 points I compared, but there's many more.
But this is actually a very detailed and a very simple explanation which you have provided, because people just assume that this is a pyramid system, and I always tell them that no, this is not a pyramid system, because the person in your downline can
Yeah.
potentially earn more than you. The system is kind of set up like that.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It just depends on how much work you do, and how you grow your business, because it's your own business. You have the freedom and the flexibility to grow it, and so you can definitely make more than somebody who's been doing the business even for 2 years, for example, because you're
Mhm.
working that much harder, right?